Well, I guess we have to try and find a workaround towards it not letting me do what I want to do, which is really weird. If we take Ruotsalainen out of there, can I then go to LA and take Kaliev? Cool. Now can I take a different forward? This game is so weird. Can I take Brett Murray instead? No. Well, I guess I'll take a defenseman from Buffalo then, because Buffalo didn't matter. They just existed. Am I allowed to take another defenseman then? I'll take Yoki Haru. No, I won't actually, because he makes too much money. He makes too much money. Give me Kale. Hey, remember Kale Clegg? When he had hope and promise? Are we good now? We're good now. It's making me take one more defenseman that I'm supposed to have to take. Actually, if it's making me take one more defenseman, I can utilize that to my advantage. I can. It's just what team do we want to switch our pick from? Montreal would have been David Savard. We could get Kevin Ball instead of Graham Clark. Islanders didn't have a great choice. Could get Pettersson. Pettersson from Pittsburgh is a good shout. God, that Ryan Reeves pick is stupid, but you know what? I'll allow it. Okay, I think I know what we're going to do then. I mean, I guess this game is going to let me do it. So I'll take Marcus Pettersson instead, and then go back to Buffalo and take a random forward. And we'll go for Ruotsalainen again. There we go. It worked out well. Keandre, again, I really like Keandre Miller, but Lafreniere was a couple years younger and only a point worse. So I think we're good. I think we are good with our initial expansion drafts. So again, a final tally of our picks. Somehow we end up with Jeremy Swayman, Dustin Wolf. That's ridiculous. And Joel Hofer. Oh, bronchitis. It's always when I start laughing that it just, my body's like, no laughing, no comedy. That is a really freaking good expansion team out of the gates. Like, that's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb, and I'm happy about it. Of course, Gabe Velarde from Winnipeg with that final pick. So I'm pretty happy about that. Why would I not be? So really quickly, because I didn't show it off, and I know some people are intrigued. I did finalize a version of the Yetis. Of course, there's fucking 75 custom teams. With Arizona, our Coyotes, obviously. I just recreated the Kachina, basically. Nothing too crazy, right? Just recreate the Kachina. Utah, though, I did go with the very inspired look that I did with the original Salt Lake City Coyotes idea, and went with the kind of throwback towards the 90s Utah Jazz look, which coincidentally does look very Orlando Solar Bears-ish, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because the Orlando Solar Bears are dope. So, yeah, I actually really... And again, I wanted to use purple as a primary because it doesn't get used all that often. So, yeah, shout out to the Utah Yetis, which are going to have a tremendous look in this reality. But damn it, we need to beat them to a cup win. We're not going to, but we're going to try. Center's a massive hole, but the rest of the team might be a playoff squad. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So, obviously, we get the extra entry draft that should not be. We have the 3rd overall pick in said draft. I don't know how this might screw things up. And the answer is it won't. I mean, there are some medium elite players that will end up with somebody. Guillermo Marchant. What a name. Shout out to Guillermo. But this does give us a chance then to take a look around. Marchessault is our most valuable skater asset that we have. And a goalie, Swayman's the most valuable piece on this team to begin with, which is nice. Is there anybody interested in this third overall pick? Boone Jenner, Damon Severson, and Eric Goodbranson. $14 million worth of cap hit to bail out the Blue Jackets. That's insane. LA is offering Philip Deno, Drew Doughty, and Matt Roy. Holy shit. Jonas Brodin, Ryan Hartman, and Marc-Andre Fleury being offered from Minnesota. Jared Spurgeon, Jonas Brodin, and Marc-Andre Fleury, or John Carlson and a third. Jesus. I mean, obviously, Dano, Doughty, and Roy is a tremendous offer. That's a hell of a lot of salary cap space, but obviously we have a ton of it. You could argue whether or not the third overall pick is worth more than that based on a medium elite guy that we can get. Especially like based on the age. I mean, Dano's over 30 now. Doughty's absolutely over 30. Carlson was over 30. It's worth thinking about at least. In terms of other goalies, by the way, I don't know if I want to roll with Swayman just because goalies in this game suck, but nobody wants him right now. Dustin Wolf, 2/3, and Tanner Pearson. David Savard and 2/5. Varlamov, a 4th and a 5th. Second rounder and Taylor Gauthier, 2nd and a 3rd. So we wouldn't get that much for Dustin Wolf if we were to deal him. And then Hofer, 3rd and a 4th. David Savard, Varlamov. Anaheim makes their pick. So presumably then all these guys will be mid-70s, medium lead, 18 years old. Is the Drew Doughty deal worth more than that? I got to be honest, I think it is. I think we technically get more total value back in that deal than what that player will eventually be worth. As kind of crazy as that is. Yeah, based on the value of that pick, though, will a medium elite pick have more trade value than that? Or would the trio that we'd pick up be more valuable? What's Drew Doughty's value? Ooh, Drew Doughty's only an 86. I thought he was better than that. Wheels, thank you for the 33 months on the primer. 6 games and 42 out. Jesus. Well, well done, but god damn. The Iron Man of the run. You got Dano at an 85. Doughty at an 86. 33 years old now. I mean, it definitely makes the team better, but man, I don't know if we can. If we do. Ooh, so McCutcheon's only a 69. And there's a left wing, Nasir Tamara. Attributes are looking good. 1 year out, which means he should be in the 70s. And Vitaly Kuznetsov. Ripley as well on the 18 months. Ripley, thank you. These two should both be better than the guy that was just picked. Should be, hopefully. Ah, it's a tough call. That is a tough call. I'm starting to have the hunch that the player that we could get here would be better than whatever we could actually get for the pick. Especially with that Columbus deal. John Carlson. 88 overall. 30. Yes, he's 33. I mean, if we were making a run for it right now, there's no denying like getting John Carlson would be a very smart move. A very smart move. I don't know if we're going for it or not. Our status is listed as a seller, but I wasn't expecting as big of an initial decision with this team as we have. This defense is so damn solid already, though. Like, we're already going to have to move people out. I think we're going to go with the pick and hope for the best. And, again, neither of them showing up with, like, any potential X factors or anything like that. But at least we know they're going to be medium elites. We're going to go for Vitaly Kuznetsov here, the Ukrainian. And hopefully this isn't a mistake. 72 medium elite. That's not bad. What is the trade value? It's very close to what the value of the pick was. It is very close to what the value of the pick was. Carlson was probably worth it, but that's not a bad prospect to have right now. So I'm good with that. I think it worked out for the best. Have you thought about streaming FHM right out of the park? Yes. Haven't in a long time, but yes. So really quickly, Joel Hofer. Okay, it doesn't make sense to... Ooh. Maxim Groshev or Ethan Gauthier. It doesn't make sense to keep all three of these goalies, obviously. We're definitely getting better offers for Hofer than we are for Dustin Wolf, which I'm a bit surprised by. Groshev or Gauthier. I want to see what these two look like from Tampa. Groshev is a 75 at 21. Gauthier is a 67 at 18. Groshev, Gauthier, neither of which have any X factors or anything like that. But Gauthier would be a good young player to pick up. So we are going to make this deal with Tampa, which could be sending Joel Hofer to the Lightning for Ethan Gauthier, and that means we have Swayman and Wolf as our goalies for the moment. And I am good with that. We are not done wheeling and dealing here. This team is going to continue to look pretty different as we continue on. So again, we got Gostisbehere, who's our best defenseman, but he's 30. I at least want to see if there's a market for him. 32nd overall pick in this draft. This draft isn't all that impressive. Oscar Olofsson, Callum Ritchie, Nikita Kovalenko, Matt Rempe in the 30th pick. Brennan Othman, Gabe Perreault, Adam Sikora. Let's take a look at these prospects on the Avs. Not that I necessarily want to make the Avs better, but I also don't think we're really in competition with them right now. Kovalenko is a 77 at 23, which isn't great. Olafsson's a 73 at 20. Ritchie's a 69 overall at 19. So Callum Ritchie would be the guy to get from Colorado. I got to let Buffalo's pick go through here because, again, it'll always interrupt the negotiations. They didn't even take that other medium elite guy. Go figure. Go figure. Back to Gostisbehere. It was the Rangers and the forward prospects that they have. Let's see. Othman's a 75 at 20. Perreault is a 72 at 18. Damn. Can't really go wrong with either of those Ranger options. Whether it's Othman, Gabe Perreault, they're both a bit better than what Colorado had to offer. I mean, Perreault should be Othman's overall by the time he's the same age, if not a little bit better. So if we wanted to move Shane Gostisbehere, a deal with the Rangers would make sense. And like I said, too, like, Gostisbehere is our best defenseman. He's also the oldest at 30 years old. He is just listed as a top 4, right? He is. Gabe Perreault, 4th and a 5th for Shane Gostisbehere. Makes a lot of sense. So, Ghost, we will spare you from having to play in the desert one more time. We'll send you to New York. Sean Walker. Anything for him? Bradley Nadeau. You mean Black Bear? Callum Ritchie was out there. I mean, we can definitely trade in a lot of the solid players we took now for good futures. Very good futures. I don't know what Nadeau's rated right now. 73 at 18 years old. Damn. Do you love me a good UMaine Black Bear? I mean, again, Walker's a fine top 4 defenseman, but a player like that, I'm going to do it. I'm going to send Sean Walker out, too. I mean, like I said, I didn't really have a plan for this team, but kind of tearing it down and basing it around prospects isn't the worst idea in the world. We got 4 top 4 defensemen at this stage, and then 4 top 6 defensemen as well. So we can still keep a really well-rounded team while building up as well and being decent. That other medium elite is still on the board. Do the Sharks want to make a trade for that pick? We might as well ask. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening either. Never mind. I had a feeling they were going to ask for way too much, so that just wasn't even worth it. Back to defensemen then. Is there anybody else that it makes sense to get rid of? All of these other defensemen, too, are so young. Vlasic, Bernard Docker, Boqvist, Drysdale. I was worried that Boqvist's value would be low, and it is. Blake, Jameson, Reese. Basil, what's going on? Welcome in. You picked a great time, and I know I stream at terrible hours, but welcome, welcome. I mean, there are options for Boqvist. Nobody particularly amazing. If we were to pair him with Jamie Drysdale? No. What could we get for Jamie Drysdale? I don't want a first-round pick in this year's draft. We know it sucks. Kovalenko, Olesen, Callum Ritchie, a 4th and a 6th. Jonathan Lekiramaki. Wheels, it's a different run, technically. Really quickly. Vancouver. Lekiamaki's a 75 at 18. Drysdale's a 78 at 21. I mean, it's a no-brainer. They offered it to us. It's a no-brainer. Jamie Drysdale to Vancouver. I'd be stupid not to take it. We're just wheeling and dealing our asses off here. Why not? What's unrealistic? Nothing's unrealistic when you see how other expansion drafts have gone now in the NHL. So if we keep Harley, we keep Middleton, Fabro, Pettersson. Technically, left side could be Harley, Vlasic, and then either Pettersson or Middleton. Right side could be Fabro, Bernard Docker, Boqvist. Pettersson or Middleton should go. And Middleton is cheaper. So if we can deal Marcus Pettersson, then we kind of got rid of the logjam of talent that we already had. And we'll be looking pretty good here. Gunler, Ryan Suzuki. Olesen, Callum Ritchie's there, and we know he's looking good. Maverick Bork. is also a very good option. Nico, the 15 months on the primer. Nico, thank you for that. So that other medium elite finally goes. He was a 72, just like the defenseman that we took. Nico, welcome back, by the way. How's your face? Arlo McGroarty. We'll take Callum Ritchie from Colorado. Works for me. So our defense is the first 6 that you see, and then obviously Kuznetsov's in the system. Not the best defense in the world, not the worst either. But getting rid of who we did fetched us some other options in terms of forward depth, which we need to sort through that now. Yikes. Yikes. And we actually do have a lot of depth forwards. Reeves, Kaliev, Marchessault, Velarde. Where'd you pick in this first draft? So this was the extra expansion draft. We had the 3rd pick, got a 72 medium elite. We got this guy Kuznetsov. So left wing side. Teravainen, Lafreniere, Fogle, Pizzetta. We have some depth here that we could move on from. Fogle, Luostarinen, and Joshua. I mean, Luostarinen would be the guy to make sense to keep. What can we get for Warren Fogle? Anything half decent. 2nd round pick, Maverick Bourque. That would help with our center depth that we're missing. We'll get Maverick Bourque from Dallas. That works for me. And what can I get for Dakota Joshua? 4th and a 6th. High 9 for Jean-Luc Foudy. Waiting for the day you ask, how's your face? And someone just got back from the dentist. It'll happen one of these days. I'm confident. We'll take... Morozov's older at this point. But center depth. We'll take Matthew Cataford from Vegas. So that sets up the left side. Still relatively strong. We don't have to talk about the lack of center depth right now. I'm well aware. We'll work on it. We will work on it. Yeah, I mean, Luostarinen could play center if we needed him to. Velarde, Asamont. I think we're looking okay. I mean, there are some other trades that we could make. But right now, I'm not really... I don't think we have to fully blow it up. I mean, we could. We could keep blowing this son of a bitch up. Like, we could trade Jonathan Marchessault back to Vegas for Brendan Brisson a second. Honestly. Oh, do we just fully blow this goddamn team up? Like, obviously, we keep guys like Lafreniere, Harley, and the Kiramaki, but like Middleton, Marchessault, guys that are on the wrong side of 25, Teravainen. I mean, again, Marchessault's 32. Brisson is a 76 at 21 years old. It's not bad. Yeah, I kind of want to see what the team can do in this first season. And then if it turns out that we're going to be trash anyway, we just blow it up at the deadline. Ready for your team to drive Steve Dangle to clinical insanity. Venom, I think Steve survived enough. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. It's a shame, too, because I've talked about it. It's like, you know, I've followed the SDP since day one. Steve for longer than that.
Here comes a pizza. See it?
I really would like them to get something.
Jeez.
But not at the expense of the Bruins. By the way, 5 years, Deeds. The 60 months you guys have been so kind with the resubs in the past couple of nights. Thank you for that. Deeds, appreciate you. My goodness, 5 years. Speaking of clinical insanity, subbing to this channel for 5 years. Matt Roy, Victor Arvidsson. I'm feeling a bit better. I'm not back to 100% yet, but we're getting there. Thank God. 6-year deal for Frederick Goodrow. Jesus Christ. The hell is wrong with NHL GMs? Second and the fifth from Ottawa. Yeah, it could get Scott Lawton. Honestly, we kind of talked about taking Scott Lawton in the expansion draft. We took Drysdale instead and then flipped Drysdale to Vancouver for Lakiramaki. I mean, what's a future second round pick? That could be anything. That could even be Scott Lawton. I could use the forward help. Honestly, we're going to take that. Scott Lawton in the fourth for the second round pick in this shit draft. Welcome in, Scott Lawton. We'll take that. Well, let's get straight on the left-hand side. Luwatz Dorinen's going to be playing center. So that's where that spot comes from. We're getting rid of all these draft picks, though, because these extra drafts absolutely suck. So we'll see who else or what else we could pick up. We could get Sean Corrali. He's not worth that contract, though. You got Fleury. Marcus Foligno's out there. Honestly, Marcus Foligno isn't that bad. Couple of medium nines. Laurier, Cam Atkinson. Hey, Nico Sturm. Excellent face-off taker. But a high 9 potential forward. Fuck. Danilo Klimovich is out there too. A high 9 prospect for a third round pick is a very good trade-off. Duke's a 71 at 20. That's too good to turn down. That is too good of a deal to turn down. Even for Nico Sturm being available, that's too good of a deal. Our fourth round pick, again, we're going to get rid of that too. Brock Mazinkins, Zemgus Girgensons. Foligno Corrali's still there for a fourth. Justin Danforth. Armia. We could go for Corrali here. Because otherwise, there's not too much going on. Like, we're not going to bail Philly out of that Nick Delorier contract. Goalie prospect and Riedler. Danforth isn't that bad, cap hit wise. I'm going to take that fourth and Taylor Gauthier from Pittsburgh. I feel like that's the best deal that we have there. Fifth rounder. Again, we're just looking to get anything that we can here at this point. Either someone useful or decent little prospects. Hopefully somebody better than a medium 9, but it's not looking likely. Yeah, we're not going to get much of a break here. It's just a bunch of medium 9s. Steenberg on Colorado. That's not too bad because he doesn't get paid that much. Or Brett Harrison. Take Brett Harrison from the Bruins. Of course, it still shows this is on the clock, even though we traded that pick forever ago. So, still got the 6th and the 7th to get rid of, and then, yeah, we'll see who's out there on the free agent list. Can I pair these two together? Well, apparently we can get a third round pick next year. Can also get Blake. Warrior, what's up, man? I mean, Blake is a damn good deal. Foodie is a decent deal. Are you shocked to know I don't want to trade for Josh Anderson? And there's the Nico Sturm deal. Perfect. We got him anyway for a 6th and a 7th. We're out of this draft. Honestly, we did some damage. We did some damage getting rid of some of the excess depth that we had. We made one pick. I'm pretty happy with how this team's going to be looking for our return to Arizona. Let's see what we got in the re-sign phase here. Obviously, we shouldn't have to worry about anybody. We will sign Kuznetsov because he can go straight to the AHL. And aside from that, Gabe Perreault can be signed. Put him in the AHL. Ruotsalainen, we'd have to re-sign. I'm just going to let him go because who cares? No disrespect, Arto. And then Callum Ritchie was from Oshawa, so cool. Cool. Pretty straightforward at the moment. Pro signs, Kuznetsov signs. So free agency is the big thing where obviously not too many big names are going to be out there. It's just going to be the leftovers of the list. But 75-80% gone, Warrior. It's still it's a lingering illness, but we're hanging in there. So let's see. We brought in Taylor Gauthier. Injuries are off as well, so I can factor that into what we're doing, but we have to spend some money here. Marchessa's contract would have been so that Vegas was cap compliant. I just took advantage of that and acquired him. So yeah, I need another AHL goalie. Then we need an AHL defense, basically. Cody, no, they did not. All right, at least as far as I know. So let's see, for an AHL level goaltender, Mr. Peretz, who won a national title with Quinnipiac. We can go for him. Yeah, why not? Look to bring him in. And again, we need an AHL level defense. Yep, we might as well just go for these guys then. So Graham Sword. That'll be 1. Fabian Brunet will be 2. Langlois. He'll technically be the 4th defenseman. And then from there, it's not so hot. In terms of the ratings, we can go for
we're doing this again.
go for Slava Demeen. Smuda on the 11. Welcome back. And let's go for Coster. Sorry, you caught me at a time where I'm having to focus a bit, but again, thank you for continuing to support my face. I mean, we got to bring in Phil Kessel, right? Shipachyov, Nikita Gusev on the list. Look at prospects first. Oliver Kapanen's out there. I think we'll see colleges and NHL on the show. I feel like for the show, it's more likely. NHL, I don't even pretend to know what the hell is going on with the NHL series at this stage. I really don't. Go for Oliver Kapanen. How many medium 9s are out there? A lot. Right. And most of these guys are not particularly great. Demick isn't too bad. Give him some money. Dower Nilsson's also not that bad. Gutik's pretty good. Obviously, right now we're just trying to fill out our AHL team, and then we're still going to need to either sign a veteran or 2 or a cap whale or 2. I'm not sure what way I want to go about it yet. That should be good for the moment. It's going to bring us up to 45. We'll have those deals go through and then see where we're at. I'm going to leave the coaching staff and the scouts all the same for season 1. We'll just kind of deal with whoever we inherit. And it looks like the vast majority of guys are going to sign. Good. All right. How much cap space do we have? A lot. About $20 million worth. Send in the cap whales. Send in the cap whales. Right. Who are the oldest guys on the list? All right, Bassy. I know he does random video ideas, so. God damn. Just a bunch of Finns. Achilles, what's up? Brandon Dubinsky. I was going to say, I knew David Ayers and freaking Scott Foster would be there, which is funny. Well. All right, there we go. Like Adam Cracknell. Let's give Adam Cracknell a shitload of money for the year. Because we need to. Because we... It's Adam Cracknell. He deserves it. It'll be fine. There we go. Thank you. And... Gotta hand out at least one more. At least one more of that type of contract. Again, I'd go for Phil. I just don't know if we have the space. Fuck it, I don't even care. To hell with the consequences. To hell with the consequences. Phil Kessel. Come on down. Consequences be damned. I'm signing Phil Kessel. I don't even care. There we go. Sweet, beautiful boy, Phil Kessel. Which, I mean, given he sat out almost the entire year, you would think in real life he's probably about ready to retire, unfortunately. Which, it's just going to be heartbreaking. But to take a look, then, at the inaugural Arizona Coyotes. We'll have Swayman and Wolf in goal.
For those about to score.
Defense, shout out to Leroy, by the way, for the 19 months on the primer. Leroy, thank you for that. Defense is looking good. Forward-wise, oh boy. Let's have Sturm, Lawton, Luostarinen. Or Sturm, Lawton, Velarde. Lundstrom could technically play. It's Teravainen, Lafreniere, Luostarinen, and Pizzetta. Marchessault, Kaliev, Kessel. And honestly, Asamont can play center instead of Lundstrom. I think we're going to make it. It's not going to be the greatest team of all time, but we are going to make it. Shockingly. Sturm, Lawton, Velarde, and Asamont. Can send Philip Zadina down. So let's see what the hell this looks like then. Let's see. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I'll have to go turn that setting back off. Marchessault, Kaliev, Kessel. We could technically boost up Kessel a bit further. Put Aubé-Kubel on the right. Where the hell is Reeves? I guess it put him in the AHL by default. It sure did. We got to get our face puncher in there. You know, we need some snot, as they like to say. So actually, we'll send down Aubé-Kubel instead. Over under 30 wins. Hey. Ye of little faith. Okay, so we got Reeves. Asamont can play center. Sturm, Larton, and Velarde. Larton? Well, Scott Larton. I mean, honestly, we don't really have a very physical center to play on that fourth line, but that's okay. You know, it's not horrific. It's not great, but it's also not horrific. This team could have been looking a hell of a lot worse, if we're being honest. But to get a +1 on each of the 4 lines That's not too bad. And then defensively, Middleton, Harley. Middleton's a top 4. Harley's a top 4. So Vlasic will be on that third pair. Fabro's top 4, and then Bernard Docker and Boqvist. Doesn't really matter.
Okay, but here comes a pizza. See it?
That's not too bad. Achilles.
Oh.
Appreciate the concern. It was just bronchitis, although, again, for as much as some people be like, oh, COVID is just the flu, whatever. To have the flu, or COVID, at the start of March and then middle of April to get bronchitis, kind of sucked. My body wasn't ready to face that early, so it kind of kicked the shit out of me for a little bit, but we're good. I'm alive, I'm breathing, I just gotta chug water like a madman. But Harley, Fabra, Middleton, Boqvist, Vlasic, Bernard Docker. And then, of course, Swayman and Wolf in goal. I don't think we're gonna be punching bags in the league. Do I think we'll be a playoff team, though? Probably not. And then obviously I'm going to have to optimize the AHL based on best potential guys getting the most playing time. But we're good. I think we're going to be okay.